Alright, let's take a look at running the automatic password change utility. This is the utility that you can use if you use a single enterprise iTunes account for end users to redeem codes under, and you would like this password to cycle on a schedule. There's a utility that will do that automatically for you. So let's look at configuring that. We're going to head to the enterprise-owned iTunes account section, and we need to make sure that the iTunes account is entered and the current password is entered, and then you need to fill out the security questions. Apple requires you to answer 2 of your 3 security questions in order to institute a password change. It's what makes it safe for your end users to have this password. They may have the password, but they can't change it unless they can answer these questions. So these are the questions you set up on the Apple ID site. So you just need to match your answers here exactly. And you also want to let the system know how often you're cycling the password. And then let's download the utilities. So you're going to download the automation utility. It can only run on a Windows machine. Go ahead and save it. It's going to save a zip file. Alright, once we download the zip file and extract it, put it in a folder all together. You've got a README file with some instructions, but we're going to go ahead and just walk through them here in this video. There's 3 utilities here. There's the configuration editor, which you must run first. This is where you're going to tell these other 2 utilities how to function. So the first thing we need to do is run the configuration editor. It's going to ask us for a URL. This is the full URL to the location of our plugin. So I'm going to navigate to my site, and I have my plugin running here. So I'm going to grab this URL and enter that. And it also needs a set of WordPress credentials that have subscriber rights or higher. It's going to use these credentials to log into your WordPress site to grab all the additional information that the utility needs to run. So I'll enter those here. I'll just put some fake ones here for the video, and I'm going to save that file. Once you save that file, you'll notice that it creates an INI file. This INI file needs to be in the same directory with these 2 utilities for them to run. The INI file, we'll actually pull it open here so you can see it. The INI file contains the data that you just entered, but it is encrypted, so if someone got a hold of this INI file, they wouldn't gain access to your account. Alright, once we have everything configured correctly in our configuration editor and on the iCafe VPP plugin settings page, we can go ahead and run the Enterprise iTunes password script. We'll run this utility. It's going to log into our VPP manager. It's going to grab the current password. It's going to log into the Apple ID site. It's going to verify the security questions and update the password. And then it'll log back into the iCafe plugin and update the current password. Alright, so it looks like that ran correctly. So let's see what we have. And we log back into the back end enterprise-owned iTunes account, and we see that the current password has indeed changed, and that is now the new password for this account. So we can run this manually anytime, or you can use Windows Scheduler to schedule this executable to run every hour, 2 hours, 3 hours at your choosing. When your password updates, you'll receive an automated email from Apple letting you know your password has changed. You can see here in my inbox I have hundreds of these emails, and you can tell that are scheduled to run every 6 hours. So 6 a.m., 12, 6 p.m., midnight, and it just goes on and on, automatically changing our enterprise password every 6 hours.